Hey everyone, Paul out Sam. Welcome to part 2 of our KitBox 124th BMW M3 video build. Yes, so we're back with part 2 of the KitBox F80 BMW M3 video build. We did the first part, we got all the body to 2K. Today we're going to do all the groundwork and get everything prepped for part 3, which will be final assembly and completion. Now, as the other videos have said, we're going to start working through as I work. So in past videos we've been doing interior in one section and the running gear finally. I'm just going to let it all roll as it comes out on film and just run through rather than breaking the segments up. This is my build process. This is the build order. So like I say, today we're going to get all the groundwork done in preparation for part 3, which will be out on Saturday, and we'll get this build finished. It is a cracking kit so far, absolutely beautiful, and yes, so let's get cracking and let's get some work done on the interior, the running gear, and some of the PE as well. Okay, so here we go. Here's the body we painted in part 1, looking fabulous. The 2K is curing. Now we've got lots of resin parts to prepare, prime, paint, detail, decal, and assemble. So some quick referral to the instructions, which are quite good on this kit, a lot better than other kits out there. I'm looking for my colour options for the interior and trying to figure things out. And as you've just seen, I popped the chassis plate on just for a quick test fit, and it actually fits really well. So obviously, with working on the interiors of these, you've got to plan ahead because it all goes in together at the end. You don't assemble it and you can look at it. You have to put the dashboard, the rear seats, the door cards, and then the floor pan in with the seats attached here. So you can't assemble it like this, but I'm just putting it together dry fitting to see what it all looks like. Trying to envision in my head the kind of interior I want on this. So as you can see, we've got the rear seats are in the back there. The door cards are in place. The dashboard's in place at the front. And I'm just lining it all up and having a look to see how it all looks. Now, thankfully on this kit, there's a beautiful decal sheet for all the interior, for a lot of the silver accents and the carbon trim. Really well thought out. So this should detail this interior up really nice for us. And of course, the best reference is Google. On YouTube, looking at one of these cars, and it gives you a full 360 view of the car and a look around the interior as well, so we can see what's going on inside and get some ideas for our colour. So I think on this one we're going to go black. That is my plan. So I'm going to use Pro Scale's Napa Black, which is like an off black colour. We don't want pure black, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm just figuring out what needs painting, what colour, what kind of way we need to do it. And then we can figure out our process for painting, masking, decal, etc. So plan ahead on these parts because they can be quite tricky to do otherwise. Clean up as usual. I'd use my Zuron snips to get rid of the pour plug, and then a combination of UMP thinning sticks and sponges to clean up the connection points. Really easy, really simple. Just always remember with resin, it's a lot softer than plastic. It's very, very easy to remove too much, so don't go crazy on it. And all we're going to do is go around now and mount all the parts ready for primer, as you can see here. And then we'll batch them all up into primer colours, which I think for this will be a majority of black. And we can get it all primed up and ready for some paint. So beautiful wheels on this kit. They look really, really nice. I'm just testing out the Napa Black leather colour to see if I like it. So we'll get some Mr. Servicer 1500 black down first. We can use that as a test piece later on when we spray our black spoon. Interior, all getting primed in Mr. Servicer 1500 black, inside and underneath. Goes down well, the Mr. Servicer, as we all know, a lot of us use it. I think I'm spraying this at about 18 psi with my HPC Plus. It's thinning about 60% with Mr. Leveling Thinner, and a couple of coats of this will get a nice primer surface down. And on the chassis and the interiors, I tend to just leave them as is with this. The interior is going to get flocked, so it won't be seen. And underneath, if you pick up and look at it, it'll just be black, so there's no real need to do it. Quick throwback there, just showing some of the guys in the hangout my old fixed paints, and I thought I'd leave it in. Thought it was quite interesting, so I'd leave it in. The old glass bottles, very interesting paints, and the paint's still good, still mixes inside, which is pretty amazing to be honest, because it's probably about 60 years old. Got some Mr. Surfacer 1500 black again on our rims. So getting all those angles and all the brakes and everywhere. It's a really well thought out kit. Even just simple things like these wheels. The wheel hubs are all marked so you know which one goes where, because it can be quite confusing on some of the other kits from other manufacturers because they're not marked. You kind of got to guess where they go. So real nice touch. That way you know positively where the parts are going to fit. Like I say, a couple of coats of Mr. Surfacer 1500 black, and we're good to go. There we go. There's everything primed. It can be put to one side for a bit to dry. Now, we're going to do some in LP5 and the rest of it in Napa Black. So we're going to do the dashboard and some of the trim in LP5, and then the seats and what have you, we're going to paint up in Napa Black. So as you can see, I did originally start spraying them in LP5. I didn't like the look of it at all because it was just monotone black. So I changed my mind later on as we go. Okay, we've got some Mr. Hobby Super Stainless now. I'm going to paint up our exhaust and our brakes at the same time. So this is thinned about 50% with Mr. Hobby Rapid Thinner. And a couple of light coats. Dries almost instantly, especially with the Rapid Thinner. And same on the discs and calipers as well. We'll just spray them in this for now and detail paint them later on. Nice and easy to do. Nice easy metallic colours to use. One of my favourites. They go down really well. Now, wheel colour. I mixed up my own gunmetal colour from our Pro Range paints. And this is the result I got. I didn't get any video of me filming it. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. But this is the colour we got. Absolutely beautiful colour. Very finely pigmented metallic flakes. Lovely. What a great gunmetal colour this will be. It really contrasts with the purple later on. So they're all painted up now. And as you see, it's a stunning colour. So we're just going to pop the BMW logos in the centre. Again, part of the lovely decal set that comes with the kit. So these are the metal type water slide decals. So you pop them in the water for a few seconds, pop them in place, burnish them down, job done. They are real metallic decals, and then we just pop the tyre on for a quick look and see how it looks. And that looks absolutely fantastic. Beautiful colour. Look at that sheen. Fantastic. That's really going to pop against the purple. So yeah, one criticism of a few of the other kits out there as well, they don't come with tyre markings. This kit does. It's got the tyre markings on the kit, which is a wonderful addition. I think it really just adds a little bit of depth to the kit. So I wish other manufacturers would do that as well. Calipers, I'm going to go with gold, titanium gold on this. Quite understated on this one. The G80 we're going to build after this. We'll go with a bit of a brighter colour on the calipers. But I just thought gold with the gunmetal and purple would be quite an understated colour. I've had to choose an actual colour. I think I probably would have gone with yellow, would have been my choice. But for this, we're going with Tamiya's Enamel Gold. These enamel paints I've become a big fan of. Bought them a few months back, and for detail painting, they're really good. You've just got to be careful if you're putting a wash on, because they're enamel paints. If you put an enamel wash on, like Tamiya's Panaline Wash, it does react with them, and it does interfere with when you're taking the wash off. You can take all the paint off, so bear that in mind and be very careful. But a couple of coats of this with a flat brush. They self-level, they dry nice and glossy, and yeah, definitely one of my favourite go-to brush paints. I've got about 20 of them in the range so far, all the primary colours, so looking good. So there we go. As I said, we painted up all the trim in LP5 the other day, and we're going to mask off that trim now and paint all the part on the leather in Pro Scale Napa Black. So a couple of tedious moments masking is what we'll call this. And then there's our Napa Black leather. So I've already tested it on our test spoon I sprayed earlier, and it looked really, really good. So now we're going to put it down on our interior inside. So again, as always, 18 PSI, light coats, you don't need to hose it on, not the idea of these paints. It dries with a satin finish, so it looks just like leather as well. And it's a nice off black colour, absolutely perfect, and just what we want for doing the interior. So really, really nice. And it's going to contrast well against the LP5. Not massively, it's not going to really catch your eye, which is my thought in doing it. Quite a subtle interior. You know, this one I want to do quite subtle. It's got quite a leery purple paint colour, but the rest of the car I want to be quite subtle. The G80, which we're doing in the Snapper Rocks blue, I want them to be a bit more standout, if that makes sense. And like I say, we did paint the seats LP5 originally. I wasn't happy with the colour, and I think this Nappa Black looks a lot better. I think it just takes away that glariness that can be the LP5, because although it is a semi-gloss, it's a very dark black, and I think the off black will look better. Steering wheel the same, armrest as well. Just a couple of light coats. And there we go. With our calipers dry, we can glue in our PE brake discs now as well. And again, the wonderful instructions behind. I mean, they are not perfect, don't get me wrong, but they're worlds apart from other resin kits, because it actually tells you the part number, the decal number properly. There's clearer pictures as to where things go. So it's a massive step up and a real improvement over other resin kits. So, you know, I can't praise this kit highly enough. I've finished this kit at this time, so I've got I know fully how it goes together. And it's just a wonderful kit, so well thought out. It just goes together really well. So our disc is on, the PE disc. We're putting our hub in place as well. But fun fact, once I put the wheel on, it got stuck to the hub of the wheel. So I just embraced that and pushed it fully home on the wheel instead. It's the same way, it's going to go on anyway, and it can just live there and be pushed onto the wheel later on when we assemble it all. So just pop it in place, a quick test fit. All fits in perfect. Word of warning, be careful with resin wheels when you push them on, that they are very easy to snap. And then on each one of the calipers is a little M3 decal. Tiny, tiny decal. Needs careful placing. There we go. And we've got lots of parts to detail paint, to decal, and to sort out. Lots of fiddly little bits to do. So we've got our seatbelt push buttons to go in here. Now, the seats did come with decals. They came with like these grey stripes. You couldn't see them on the black at all. I put them on, couldn't see them in the slightest, and because they were decals, they were shiny. I would have had to have matte coated the seats. It would have ruined the look of my leather. So I put them on and instantly took them off. Just didn't show on that colour of seat at all. So obviously, if you want to put them on, do so. But for me, I opted not to. So dropping bits everywhere. I'm covered in paint. Obviously, myself and Simon Shorey started Pro Scale paints recently, so I've been mixing a lot of paints, and I'm constantly covered in it. So, but excuse the hands. Although I wear gloves, I do tend to still get paint all over me somehow. It's a miracle, but I do. Seat belts. The kit supplied seatbelt material is really nice on these. It's a perfect thickness. You get the buckles and the PE as well. So we're just going to build up our seat belts. Obviously, we just need to slide the back up there where we want to sit, and then hold it in place and get the double-sided tape and slide it right down the back. And then best thing to do here is to put it on the bottom, feed it up to the top, and then cut it at the top. Now, I've got some new scissors. I've got some Fiskars embroidery scissors, recommendation by Dan Scattergood. And these for cutting ribbon are absolutely perfect. Razor sharp, made for cutting fabric. I've been using my Zoron P shears for a long time now. But these things, well, they're not cheap scissors at all. You can get them on Amazon. They cut through fabric like a hot knife through butter. And while we're here, we'll might as well pop a wash onto our discs as well and show off those drilled discs. Like I say, full set of decals in the kit, really, really nice. You can really super detail on the interior. So we got all the steering wheel accents, the BMW logo for the centre, and the push buttons for the steering mounted controls as well. So really well thought out kit, really nice. All the decals laid down beautifully. Used a UMP Strong decal solution, which is the best you can get in my opinion. laid them all down, and they laid down absolutely wonderful, really well. No problems at all. And then the rest of our steering mounted controls. And there we go, there's our steering wheel. It looks absolutely fantastic. Dashboard, again, some nice decals here. We've got the instrument cluster, we've got this silver trim that goes above the glove box, and there's a nice carbon trim just in the centre, just there, where I'm wiping now. So get them all in, get them burnished down with the UMP decal solutions. But yeah, really well thought out decal set. Really brings this interior alive. We've got our centre screen, which we glued in place, and there's a nice decal to go there as well with the M3 logo in place. And there we go. It's looking good. And again, straight to the strong. Once you know your decals, you'll know which decal solutions they require. And there we go. The cotton board with a bit of Sansador, odorless mineral spirits from Winsor & Newton. We can remove any excess wash from our discs. And then a few more decals on the door cards as well. So we've got the silver trim, all the door buttons are there as well. Like I say, really well thought out decal set for the interior. Bodywork, this has been curing for, I think it's about 7 days now. So 2K is well and truly cured. And we're going to go over it with 3,000, 6,000, 8,000 Trizac pads. And flat all the bodywork back, and that way we can remove any flaws that might be in it, which would be hairs, dust, anything like that. And we lose a bit of the thickness of the 2K, because 2K out the gun looks absolutely fantastic. It's a little bit out of scale straight out of the airbrush, so it does need flattened back. The Pro Scale 2K, absolutely wonderful. Not only does it spray well, looks fantastic out the airbrush, it's really thin out the airbrush. All the panel lines are still there on the car. Flats back, absolutely beautiful, as you can see there. We've got a fully flatted back body shell. And then using the UMP polish system, which again is one I highly recommend. I developed it, so yep, absolutely phenomenal stuff. We've got a compound, which is a more aggressive polish. Use a nice cotton cloth for polishing. We'll go around with all the compound and get the majority of the larger micro scratches out the finish, and then we can come back with the polish later on and remove all the imperfections that the compound leaves behind. So really good, works really well. Now, one indication to me that the Pro Scale 2K is a lot thinner than others I've used before, and this is the first time I've really flatted back the finish. I used it on the Corvette I did, but I didn't fully flat it back, is the amount of polish I get left in all these panel lines. It is ridiculous. I never normally have this at all because the 2K fills all the panel lines. So this just shows you how much thinner our 2K actually is, because it's left all the panel lines intact, which are holding all this polish now, you can see. So I normally jet wash the model after full compound and polish. On this one, I had to pop over to the spray booth and give it a jet wash before I started polishing, because I had that much compound in the panel lines. I had to get rid of it. So it just shows you how much thinner our 2K actually is. So even with a toothbrush, I struggled to get all the compound out of there. Old toothbrushes are really helpful modelling tools. So I did get rid of most of it, but it needed a jet wash. There's no way around it. But we've got a nice shine already just off the compound. This thing's going to absolutely pop once it's been fully polished. It's going to look really, really good. Like I say, if you're looking for a polish or a compound, have a look at the Ultimate Modelling Polish System. Works really well. You see it on all my cars. It's what every car I've worked on for the past 2 years, 2.5 years has been polished with. Works phenomenal. Nice and easy. Nice and simple. 2-step. Also comes with a rub-on wax and a spray wax as well. And you can see the shine I'm getting there. It's looking absolutely fantastic. And this is just a compound. That's all this is. This is just a compound for now. And it is sparkling. Absolutely sparkling. Obviously, I've got real high lights in my studio. So it does over exaggerate everything, but looking absolutely fantastic. Yeah, we've got a beautiful shine of that lovely Daytona violet colour. Fantastic. Now, we did have a bit of an issue on the roof of this. I rushed my decaling and my 2K, didn't give the decals enough time to dry, and we actually do have water under the decal. So there are imperfections on my roof under the decal because I'm a bit of a plonker. So don't rush your decals, get a bit of heat on there, leave it for at least 24-48 hours to let all the decals fully dry before you clear coat, because water trapped under a clear coat is not good. So yes, my roof isn't the clearest it should be, which is a real shame, but it just is what it is. We're in the spray booth, we've got some water. Make sure it's water, put any other fluids out the way. You don't be putting lacquer thinner on this because it'll destroy your hard work. And all I'm doing is jet washing out all the panel lines to remove all the compound from in there. So just go around systematically and just blast it all out. It's really simple, really easy. It's actually quite fun to do, to be honest. I'm not going to lie, I do kind of enjoy doing this. But just go around nice and slow. I find if you go around once, not as slowly, and give it a good jet wash, leave it for a minute, it softens up what's in there, and the second time you come round, it jet washes it out really easy. So, like I say, it's an important step. Get rid of all the polish, get rid of all the compound, and you'll have a much better finish. But really happy with these paints, really happy with our 2K system. It's all working really well. And as I say, we plan to add to the Pro Scale range every day if we can. I've just added the Brembo colours. I've added a whole line of leather interior colours. Not only have I got our Napa Black, we've got a range of another 10 more, so 11 in total. And obviously we're taking customer requests along the way as well. So if you've got any requests to paints, drop us a message and we'll get the paint match for you. So yeah, they're working out absolutely fantastic. While I'm at it as well, don't forget I also have a Patreon as well. Patreon will give you early access to videos up to a month. You get exclusive video builds, exclusive access to things. There's loads of other perks on there, including the Facebook Messenger group and a Facebook chat. And, well, same thing, isn't it? Facebook group and Messenger chat, I should say. And you also keep me making these videos. Without your support, I couldn't do this. This is my full-time job. It is only me here working on these videos. I do all my filming, editing, everything all by myself. So with your support, I can keep doing this. And I appreciate each and every one of you that does support, and those of you who watch the videos and leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, and really do spur me along with the builds. Right, we've got some Vallejo model colour black here on the interior. I'm just painting our roof lining, the sides, and under our wheel arches. And here's all our bits ready for assembly. So mostly everything is ready to be assembled now. I did a quick test fit of the grills. They fitted in perfect, wouldn't come back out. I was like, okay, they can stay in. They can stay in now, it's no bother. A quick test fit of the rear lights as well. I thought we'll pop the chrome in. Another wonderful piece of this kit is the chrome lights, grills and headlights come pre-chromed, which is a wonderful touch. They look fantastic as well. So just thought we'd have a quick test fit. So I'm cleaning up the rear glass on the rear light cluster. Now this was a little bit misshaped, just a touch, like a degree or two, and it just stopped it sitting in perfect. It's the only flaw I've found with this kit, whereas when it was pushed into the side, it just wouldn't sit fully flush on one edge. So the way to fix that was I got my heat gun and we just heated the resin up just a little bit, right at the point where it needed bending, so my fingers marking there. And then we just give it a little bend. It makes the resin really malleable. Give it a little bit of a bend, shape it where we think it needs to go, and it fitted absolutely perfect then. So there we go, job done. Headlights, they fitted in perfect as well. Beautiful dark chrome headlights. And our interior, my wonderful assistant Hannah, my partner Hannah, has flocked the interior for me. This is our Pro Scale flock, so you'll see this at a later date as well. So basically it's an enamel black paint with our flock over the top, and it gives the carpet effect. We've got our pedal box in there, and we've got all our PE parts cut off, and these all need priming, ready for paint. And look, another Pro Scale product. We've got Photo Etch Primer. So this is a etch primer specifically developed for photo etch, so it's a lot less thicker than your standard etch primer. Works absolutely fantastic. I've been using this for a while now, and I find it definitely helps stopping paint chip off the photo etch. One of my pet hates is spend all that time painting and preparing photo etch. You go to put a grill in place, your tweezers scratch it, knocks all the paint off and takes all your hard work off. A couple of coats of this adds a proper etch primer to the PE and stops that happening. We've assembled the window wipers as well. I didn't get it on camera unfortunately, but I do have videos of these elsewhere, including a Patreon exclusive on how to build them over on my Patreon. So go back to subsequent videos and you'll see me build these window wipers. With the etch primer dry, we've got some LP5 semi-gloss black, and we're just going to paint everything up. You can notice we've got the number plates in there as well. I'm going to do the trick of painting it and then rubbing it back with our sander later. I'll show that in a later part. Part 3 will be out very soon after this one. This should be uploaded on Wednesday the 22nd, and part 3 will be up the following Saturday. So X27 clear red now onto the rear lights as well, and then our grills in place. A couple of dabs of Bob Smith's gold super glue, and there we go. Just place all our grills in place. Like I say, the etch primer makes a huge difference. Really, really does. And then a quick test fit of our chassis. And drilling out the contact points. Now be very careful drilling these out. Don't go too far through the body. So be very, very careful. You don't need to go as deep as you think. But I'm literally widening out the holes. There we go. And that's it. That's us done for today. There we go. That's where we're at today. Like I say, we're just running through here. It's just as I've worked. Rather than breaking them into sections, it's working continuously or continuously through the build is probably the right word to use. Like I say, all the work we've done today will lead up to part 3, and we can just assemble everything and get everything together. But it's looking like a great kit so far. The interior's got some fantastic decals on it. They're really going to bring it alive, and yeah, top mark so far for KitBox with this kit. I also have the G80 M3 build ongoing. In fact, it's right here behind me. If you're watching my social media on Facebook and what have you, you will have seen it. And a short on here on YouTube I put up a while back shows the Snapper Rock Blue I did it in. I wanted to do both colours because I couldn't pick one. So I had to build the Alpha Models kit side by side with this one, which I kind of did. Obviously, this one's been released instantly to ISM. The Alpha one's gone to Patreon first. So if you're watching ahead in the future, you'll see the Alpha one be probably a month or so, 3-4 weeks. But I thought I want to do both colours, as well build both kits. So we've got this Generation M3 and the G80 one coming up as well. But there we go. So like I say, back part 3, which should be Saturday. Today's Wednesday. I've gone direct to YouTube on this because I wanted to advertise ProScale a bit, obviously. And that's it. That's where we're at today. So we're back on Saturday. Obviously, keep an eye out for all the live streams where I'm going every day. You can see me working on these kits live through the days. As always, when you become a patron, get early access to those videos and exclusive perks. Becoming a patron, there's links down below. Click on it, have a look at the applicable tier that you think will be best for you, and you can support me, help keep these videos going. Without your support I couldn't do this, and any and all support is greatly appreciated. There's a buy me a coffee and a PayPal link down below as well should you wish to support that way, and there's links down below to everything associated with myself, ISM, UMP, ProScale, the live shows, Off Air Hangout, my scale mate is there. There's an email address to get in touch with me. There's everything down there. All the products used in my videos is listed there. And of course, make sure you sub to the channel, click the bell notifications, get notified of the latest videos. Give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment. Love reading all your comments. It always spurs me on with the builds. And I'm really looking forward to getting back to my Ferrari 250 GTO, which I'm going to do when I get this G80 M3 out the way, the other one out the way. Because this one's already complete. It's in there. It's there. There she is. Look. Alright, so there we go. Enjoy the rest of the day, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.